Hey everybody, this is Brandon Gibson. I'm the owner of the All-American News Network. Kind of want to go into a subject here. I'm a big advocate for a lot of victims of crime and a lot of victims of corruption. And I don't like what our government does to people and how people in this world treat other people. And I saw somebody last week that I had not seen since I was 12 years old. And his name is JD. When I was 12 years old, I was in the foster care system, and they don't have orphanages anymore. They have their state-operated group homes that they put kids in. And this particular group home was different than most of the others. And it was called Bramblewood in Nixa, Missouri. And I recall watching, well, more or less hearing, I heard girls getting molested in the middle of the night. I heard staff members assaulting other kids. There was one kid named JD, and I recall a time when he got pulled out of the shower because he spent 2 minutes longer in there than they told him to. So they dragged him out of the bathroom, threw him in a seclusion room, butt naked. Then they started taking pictures of him and laughing at him and pointing fingers at him. And this is one of the kids that was getting molested at the time by some of the male staff were doing that to him. We're also doing it to the girls. When I was 6 years old, I recall a time when they picked me up by my ears and dragged me to a seclusion room many times. So that all being said, that's really happening in certain places. Not all of them, but some of them. But what really bothered me is I saw just a small glimpse of what that poor kid was dealing with when he was growing up. I didn't really know him outside that place, so anything that happened to him before or after could have been a lot worse or could have been different. Who knows? But when I saw him, he turned into a confused transsexual drag queen. He had been so screwed up as a kid by this stuff that as an adult, he's sexually confused. He doesn't know whether he wants to be a man or a woman. And it really bothered me because he's still in the group home system today. He can't hardly function without it. And it really, really ate at me because of what I see going on in this world. And things like that are an example of how you can screw up an entire generation. He's a victim of a lot of different things, but he's a victim of the main thing. The fact that people in this world in a group home who are there to manage the group home and are managed to keep those kids safe from the parents that they were pulled away from are really causing those kids no more different than what their parents did to them. If you're going to molest kids in a group home, you may as well leave the kids with the crappy parents. It's really no different. Either way, the kid's in harm. And it really ate at me because I saw that kid and how he is now. And then I recall another time when I was talking to my sister Misty, who my nephew Aiden is severely autistic. He will never function on the world on his own. Mentally, he's 5. And one of the people at the social services place, Nottoway County Services, told her to put him in a group home would be better off for him. And then I started talking to Misty about the things I dealt with growing up. And she said, hell no, I'll keep him here at my house for the rest of his life. I don't want to put him in a situation like that. See, Misty's a good parent because she knows to keep her kids safe. But it's the ones that give up and put them in places like that that actually end up putting them in more harm. I think as an advocate for victims of crime and corruption, that is a subject that we need to blast across the world. That is something that people in society need to know about. Because it's issues like that don't get tackled by the government. It's issues like that are overlooked and never really spoken of. I mean, it happens, but it doesn't happen in all of them. And whenever the inspectors come around, it's ship shape. And unless somebody reports it, it's a really horrible scene. And I really think we need to do something about it. We need to get the word out on journalism, to get the word out about things like this. And let the world know what it's really about and what really happens in places like that. Anyway, I just kind of wanted to give my thoughts on this because it really hurt my heart to see what JD did. Now I kind of feel like I need to speak out for kids who are dealing with that or individuals who are dealing with that. And there's people in group homes who are over the age of 18 that are still dealing with abuse. And nursing homes, people steal. The nurses do when they consider the parents or the patients more or less not able to handle themselves. They'll go in and rob them while they're sleeping. Where's the justice is all I want to ask. Anyway, that's just my thought for the time. I just kind of want, just think about that. Think about that. That way you know how to handle your life a little better. You can have a little more appreciation for what you have if you know the world is worse off in other places. It could have been worse for me. I could have been dead a long time ago. But anyway, that's just food for thought, people. This is the kind of subjects All American News Network needs to tackle. We need to tackle the subjects that, like the corruption and the crime that you won't see on modern mainstream or lamestream media, as Trump would call it. Anyway, just give it a thought. If you guys have any subjects you want, go ahead and reach out to me. newsroom@AANNnews.com. You can submit any kind of questions, and if you have an article that you want to write about, you want to get your voice out there, I want you to contact us, and I will personally contact you, and I will speak to you, and I will even get your story, and I will blast your story all across our news site. We get about 200,000-300,000 hits a day, so you need to get yourself on there if you want to speak out. All American News Network speaks for the people. God bless and goodbye.